Right. Yeah. Well, Brandon and I talk about a lot of things. At this point, we haven't had any of those conversations about Anquan. We look at everything every week to improve our football team. So, we're going to have a lot of conversations this afternoon. But this is why, with respect to injuries, this is why we develop and count on players to develop in our system. Our coaches, work with our backups who stepped up last night and did a great job, I thought, in a couple key areas of the game. We work with our practice squad players in the same way that we develop because you need depth in this league to sustain winning, and injuries are going to hit every team. Well, that's all part of the conversation Brandon and I are having this afternoon, and we'll just see. I mean, Walt's been out a number of weeks at this point, so we need to see where he is. We need to see where we are on things, and take it one day at a time right now.
So it's no sure bet that he even is on the roster this weekend because we're probably going to get the connection through Monday, I think.
Yeah, we just got to continue to talk about it. I feel good about it. I do. I like the guys we've got on this football team overall. Practice squad for us, maybe differently than for other teams, for us is if we have guys on that roster and on our football team, practice squad in this case, that are working hard, we will look to bring those guys up if we feel like they will give us a chance. We've got some young guys on the practice squad, so the process continues to develop all of our players. The practice squad is a huge part of that. Well, you look at it and substitutions. That's another area we can improve on. Substitutions. Hey, we call a timeout, trying to get a good look at what they were wanting to get done on offense, and we need to get better in that area as well. So going back to communication, unfortunately, the rules don't allow to call 2 consecutive timeouts. We knew we had 10 on the field. That's a positive, I guess, but we couldn't do anything about it other than it's just short of me walking out on the field and calling for a do-over. Like in the backyard, I couldn't do that, but no. Great heads-up play by our players that were out there, smart football. But that's another area we've got to get better at. You can't, in a critical situation, you got to have 11 guys on the field. How do you handle winning? You go back and you focus on the grind, the process of what got us to winning in the first place, and that's what winners do. That's what teams that are used to winning do, and you focus on that process, and it's really what we talk about is 90% process, 10% result, and that's where I expect us to be as of a few hours ago, is to be on that focus on that process, focus on the Cincinnati Bengals, learn from the film that the guys are watching as I speak, and celebrate the good and the things that are up to the standard of performance that we're looking for, and the things that aren't, we better get them corrected fast.
Is that the biggest challenge for you? Because a lot of these guys aren't used to winning consistently.
Well, I believe it's a big challenge for our building to keep things in perspective and to, if we're going to get addicted to anything, let's get addicted to the process of what leads to winning. Well, I like to see a guy that loves a challenge. I think our team loves a challenge, and they embrace that role. And really, when you look at high achievers embrace that challenge on a day-to-day basis, and that's again what I'm looking for from our football team is consistency of approach, consistency of performance, and continue to get better. I thought Zay did some really good things in the game. Zay's got to do his job, and just like the rest of us got to do our 111th. And the young man works extremely, extremely hard, and he's going through what normal rookies go through. That are expected to come in and play right away, and that's been the case with Zay, and he's earned that role. He's only going to get better, and again, as our football team looks to get better every week, so do our individual players, and Zay is no different in this case. We've got to stay focused on the goal, and that's improving every rep at practice, every piece of film we watch in the meeting room, and then as a result, every game. I think there's a lot of people that have been fooled, and that's the key right now. Is we got to understand who we are, and that's where when you look at things and you say, hey, these plays were up to the standard that is acceptable for us, and then these plays weren't. You've got to be honest with yourselves and to know who you really are right now, and we're not where we need to be. And anyone who thinks we are, in this building at least, is only fooling themselves. So, I'd like to believe that I'm honest with myself when I look at our football team, and I see a team that has to continue to improve.